Make the strings louder.
Alright guys, so 2 days before the drift, no, it's Friday at 2 p.m. and I'm working on my car. So you guys should be proud of me because the event is on Sunday. And I don't really need to do a whole lot to this thing, but as I mentioned before, I would like to mess with this this here traction rod. So my buddy Nikita did a little write-up on Moto IQ, kind of talking about it, and so basically one of the things I'm going to do is pull off my coilover, and I'm going to probably have my Jesse right here. He's going to push it up and down, and I'm going to see whether it toes in or out under compression. So my car does squat quite a bit, and so I'm assuming, you know, based on what they said, is when it squats, it toes out. And when it toes out, that kind of makes the back end of the car squirrely and kind of weird. So we want it to either just go from like zero toe to zero toe, or maybe a little bit of toe in. And I guess lengthening the traction rod is what does that. So I've pretty much had my car at stock length for the whole time I've done it. And I don't know. Want a little bit more grip. I don't want a whole lot more grip though, because IMI is a tight technical track. I'm going to be trying to follow people close, but if I have too much grip, then that won't be good either, because I don't want to run into people.
Engine geometry, your tire, and then your freaking sway bar and your coils.
Basically what Jesse's telling me is that if I want grip, I need to quit running.
Rankings.
Well, these are Kendas.
Well, Kendas are fine.
All right, here, you wanna play with this?
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
You have your toe plate? Oh man, you got a freaking cord up in here.
Yeah, that's all right. All right, let's just push it up. I want to see what it does. All right, hold on. The other thing we could do is maybe is do my sway. Hold on. My sway bar.
Oh, you have to disconnect that too.
Yeah. So I'll just disconnect this coil too. That'll make it easy. Alright, so what we're doing here is measuring the toe plates. I do have coilovers disconnected, and I have it on a block of wood because my car's too low and it actually sits pretty much on the lift. So right here, which is about where my car normally is, if we get a reading, it's gonna be hard to do this on camera, I guess. But so there's the back measurement. So we are about, let's see, that's 70 and 7/8, and then in the front we're like 70 and, I don't know, 70, it's like a 16th under 7/8 in the front, but not right now. So anyhow, when I lower the car, what happens is, get it to a low point, basically kind of where I would assume that my car squats under full load type of deal. So, and then measuring this measurement, we're actually, so it's 70 3/4 in the rear, and it's 70 7/8 in the back. So pretty much it's either like an 1/8 or like a 16th toed out in the front. So basically what happens is my car is like let's just call it an 1/8 degree of toe in, static, it's normal ride height, and then an 1/8 degree of toe out under compression. So when it's fully squatted like this, it actually goes an 1/8 out or a 16th. It's one of those. It's pretty damn close to it. So I think what I'm actually going to do, because I don't want it to toe out when I'm drifting or under compression, because that kind of makes the car feel loose. Maybe doesn't give it, the optimal amount of grip. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually toe in the rear. Instead of it being static a 1/8 inch of toe, I'll do static a 1/4 inch of toe, and then so that should change like the sweep of it and make it so that it's like 0 degrees of toe in or whatever under full compression. So that's kind of the plan. So we'll see what happens. Alright guys, today on the menu, basically put the drift car back together. As far as I basically towed it in, I believe it's like a 1/2 inch now in the back, and tightened up the arms, put the coilovers back on. So guess what these fenders are off of? If you look at that front piece right there, you probably know. So these are off of my buddy's Nova, or Aaron's Nova. And so anyhow, he, after the whole like circle track or roundy round season that he did at Colorado National Speedway in his Nova that we did last spring, I guess. If you guys remember, that car was the red car. Painted it, did the engine, bunch of stuff. If you want to see that build, be sure to check a link or something. But he basically, you know, obviously roundy round, rubbin's racing. So we got some more tractor paint for it. And I'm just spraying two spare fenders. Well, actually, he's putting one of the fenders on there, and the other one's just a spare. But I'm just painting them outside, roundy round, tractor paint. A-OK. Same stuff I painted the trailer with, but it's nice because this stuff is, it's like 30 some dollars. I think it's like $38 for the gallon, and then like 20 or something for the hardener. I mean, I just don't understand why people rattle can stuff. I mean, if you have access to like even a small air compressor, you could paint pretty easily with a paint gun. I mean, the only thing I'm going to be using is just this Harbor Freight primer gun. This has a 1/8 tip. Actually, I'll probably use this other one, the one that where'd it go? This one. I'll be using this one. This has a 1/5 tip, but I mean, seriously, the $14 Harbor Freight gun will spray tractor paint just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these things sprayed. We ordered somewhere. All right, so here's that tractor paint. I mean, it honestly doesn't lay out bad. Even you could even buff this stuff if you'd like. But first coat went on really thick because I actually didn't reduce it at all. But then I reduced it a little bit and it sprayed out a little bit smoother. So yeah, you could see. I mean, there was a bunch of crap in it anyhow, but they're red. Alright, one of the other things I kind of wanted to do today is I have a tire rack that I want to hang up in here. So right now I've basically been putting all of the tires kind of up underneath there, and then I have these little wood things where you slide the wood in, and then that kind of holds them all the way up forward. But then when you put stuff in front of it, like the pit bike, you can't really get to any of that stuff. So kind of the plan is to either put it over here somewhere, or probably honestly along this wall would probably be the best, because this is the passenger side, so I'm not going to have to get in and out on this side. And so yeah, I'll probably just try to tie it into these, where these studs are in the wall. So I'm going to grab the tire rack. So this is the tire rack I got off of eBay. I think it was like 40 bucks or something. It's like meant for your garage, but it kind of just comes down like that, so you could actually fold it up, fold it down, and then you could put, I think right here we basically had 3 tires in it, but it'll go a little bit wider. So you can see it has these little things that slides in and out, but this is just where it fit because of these on here. Alright guys, so there she is mounted on the wall. I'm actually really surprised. It feels really, really strong. So I initially used these are like wood deck trailer screws, but then I found these lag bolts. These are the ones that were included with my cabinets, or my little, you know, the new line cabinets that I put up for like my paint and stuff. And so basically I drilled like the pilot hole essentially with this, got it in, and then kind of went back in with this. This one has a little bit wider, so it kind of, you know, grabbed a little bit more, and also had bigger washers right there. I left the small one right there just because it's easy. But yeah, fits 275s with you know, pretty much like an inch to spare. And then one of these things is small right here because it slips into the big one. So basically just ratchet strapped it right there, and then went to the back and ratchet strapped it right there. And yeah, super, super solid. I mean, I could almost hang on it with the tires on it, but I'm probably not going to do that. And one of the other things that's kind of cool is it doesn't actually touch the wall. So like if you have like a really nice painted trailer and you don't want it like scratching up or like putting tire marks on the wall, it doesn't touch it. So that's kind of cool. It just kind of rides in there, but you definitely need to have something holding them down. Yeah, that definitely frees up a little bit more space in here. I think each one of these things is like a foot wide, and that was perfect for mounting it. So I'll go ahead. It's nice because you already have the holes in here where you can see that they're screwed in. So basically just need to go 4 wide. That'll put me right here. And so yeah, as long as my car will fit underneath them. If not, I could actually cut off the top of it and raise it up a little bit because I do have a little bit of room on top. So I don't know, pretty stoked about that. Alright. So I went ahead and I put the rear bumper, the rear hatch, and the hood on the Supra, and basically just to kind of get them out of the way so that I'm not tripping over them in here. And I would like to kind of do what I like to call like a little test buff. You know, kind of gives you inspiration to continue buffing the whole car. So I'm going to go ahead and do the doors first. I'll kind of try to level them out on here so they're not rocking. But I'm going to buff the doors off of the car. I figured it'll be a lot easier to kind of get the bottoms of them right here versus, you know, hanging down on the side of the car. I'll be able to really get them nice and flat by seeing, you know, in here in the light, and cut them down real nice and smooth. Go ahead. Probably bolt the fenders and stuff on the car, do them without the doors on there. Kind of the same thing with here. Try to keep from flinging compound and everything everywhere. I mean, honestly, the car's not that big when you're looking at it just right here, but then you add the hood and the fender. I mean, it gets pretty big quick. So, yeah, definitely want to get the doors done so that I could actually, you know, put the door handles on, get them bolted on the car. They could open, shut, close, all that. And then, you know, from there, big project, but you know, at least pieces of it will be buffed, and I plan on basically getting the whole thing buffed before I really start you know, kind of piecing it all together. But yeah, so you can see a couple little things in here like the dirt. See, it's focusing on the tint on the top, not the door. But yeah, get these things wiped down because they have a little bit of dust on them from sitting in here, and then start cutting them down. I'll probably start with 1,000 grit, kind of see where that takes me, see how flat it's getting, and then kind of work up from there. So I'll probably hit it with 1,000 grit, take all the little nibs and stuff out of it, and then work up to 1,500 and 2,000. I'm not really gonna like go through the whole process with you guys. I'm just gonna kind of do it, you know, like I said, kind of a test buff, and we'll see how one of these things is. I want to basically complete a door tonight, at least get one of the doors buffed, and then that'll kind of, you know, prepare me for the rest of the car as far as knowing, you know, how hard it is, how aggressive I need to be with it, and stuff like that. So we'll get her done. So got it all kind of sanded down. Looking at it, it might have like a little bit of like Ripley stuff in it, so I don't know, we'll see after it's all said and done. But basically took out all of the nibs, or all of the ones that I found, unless I could find one real quick. But yeah, I guess we'll give it a quick little compound and see what she looks like. Alright guys, big reveal. So that's I don't know if that's my hair or the camera's hair. Yeah, looks pretty damn good. It's a lot flatter, a lot smoother, obviously. A lot, I wouldn't necessarily say like shinier, because I feel like right out of the gun is the shiniest you'll ever get, but there's a couple little spots where you got like some little things in the sandpaper. There's like a tiny little scratch in it, which should just come out right with like some 2000 or something. Yeah, like some, you know, little sandpaper stuff. There's like a little tiny spot right there. But I mean, the camera won't even focus good enough to even pick up some of that. Look at that.
What about that?
That's a fingerprint.
The fingerprint.
Yeah, it's a fingerprint. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. There's a couple little things like down here on the edge. I didn't completely compound it enough, just because I was kind of scared, you know, because I was on an edge.
You know what the great thing about the internet is?
What?
Paint jobs always look fresh.
I mean, this one, I would say this one looks.
No, this
one's
actually fresh.
This one looks like really nice.
This one isn't internet fresh. It's actually fresh.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, if you really, really look at it, you'll almost see like it's not like 100% like a mirror. It's got like a little bit
I don't know. It's weird.
of a ripple,
I thought it was a paint.
but it's like not. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I mean, it's like super straight, but there's like a little bit of a ripple in it. Like I think if I blocked it again with like 600 grit and then worked up from there as far as buffing, or went ahead and like blocked it with 600 and then like did a flow coat over it, it would turn out super straight. But I mean, I'm not trying to go super crazy with it, but that's kind of the after, and we'll go over here to the before. Kind of clean off this crap a little bit. If it'll focus. So all like the little dirt nibs and stuff like that you could see, like right there. So you can see the dirt nib right there, and you can see a little bit of the texture. I gotta put my finger here so it'll focus. And this has like a little bit of texture on its own. See that? If you come over here, it's like super flat, super smooth. So yeah, looks pretty good. And then you shine your light on it and you can see the sparklies. So yeah, I guess I'll come back tomorrow, get this guy off the lift, clean it up a little bit, and load it in the trailer, and then we should be ready for the drift event. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I think I'm almost gonna just do a panel a day, so I don't burn myself out on this thing. Maybe I'll do more. Maybe I'll try to do like, you know, the door and the fenders or something, and then do like the hood and the roof or something along those lines. But I mean, this took me a long time. I think it was about an hour that I spent on this one total. So you multiply that times the rest of the car. That's a lot of time. It's the next day. I should probably be working on Supra again or loading my drift car, but instead I'm watching some live stream. I'm pretty stoked for this battle. Wang versus James Dean.
He had that lack of angle really threw him off. That Supra Drift kid dragging off the back. Whoa, Dean, we got contact from the back.
Dang.
So let's take a look here because you saw Forrest.
Alright, I got a little distracted watching FD and kind of got a little bit of a late start. This looks good though. Look at that. I mean, now I just need to do that to the rest of the car. There's a couple little, you know, I still need to kind of set the buffer on it and kind of let it heat up, I think, and kind of polish out a little bit of these things. It's kind of hard to see if it'll focus on my hand. Okay, it'll focus on the hand. Will it focus on the scratches? A couple little ones in there. Anyhow, I'm going to pull Mustang out, lower this thing down. Actually, probably do another nut and bolt check under the bottom of it. Pull it outside, give it a wash, and then get it ready to load in the trailer. Because we got some drifts tomorrow. The other thing I might do is go ahead and pull the front wheels off the Mustang. Because these have the 275 Nankings on them. And at the last event in Texas, I kind of ran through more tires than I thought. So I have these Kendas on the car, which I'll use those for practice. Probably another set for practice, and then maybe two sets for competition, depending on how all that works. But yeah, it's just a lot easier to have tires all mounted and everything. So I'll go ahead, probably pull those off the front. I need to figure out some wheels to put on the front of it. See what I have in my 5-lug selection over here. Actually, I have these ones. Those will go good. Perfect. So the Mustang will be mismatched. Won't be on the RPF ones anymore. Alright guys, so that was, I just sold the motorcycle, the 2006 ZX6R. So now we got an empty spot in the shop, which is kind of nice. Well, actually, I'll just move the dirt bike in, and then we'll have more space right here. So maybe we could.
For other stuff.
Yeah. So.
Never empty.
I mean, it's never. That's right. Never empty. Oh, I could put the 1J right there.
Perfect.
The 1J and the W58. Probably time to work on the drift car now. Actually, I don't really have to do anything to it. I just have to basically pull it down, clean it, and throw it in the trailer. Car's all washed. I'm gonna take it, go get some Taco Bell and put some pump gas in it, because I don't know, I don't like spilling fuel on the side of it at drift events because I don't know how much is in there. So I want to start off with a full tank at least. I did a couple more things to the drift car. Basically just removed the old like the Pro-Am sticker for Southwest Drift or Vegas Drift, and then the Drift Colorado one and the Drift Colorado banner off the back. I really do like this Lone Star banner, and I am going to be getting a Drift Colorado banner tomorrow, but I like the Lone Star one too, so I usually run like the Drift Colorado one on the back, and then I'll go ahead and put my Drift Colorado number plate right here, and then whenever I do the Vegas Pro-Am. There's a pretty big event in Colorado. It's Into Thin Air. Drift or something, I forget the exact dates. I'll probably put the link in the description to that. But it's a 2-day event, basically Drift Colorado and Vegas Drift. So I think on Saturday they're going to run the Vegas Drift Pro-Am, and then on Sunday they're going to be running the Drift Colorado competition. So I'll be competing in that. That'll be round 2 of Drift Colorado. Let's see what else. Oh, I went ahead and I buffed off some of the ugly tire off the side from slapping cords and stuff, so it looks a little bit prettier. I probably should have whipped out the Porta Power and pushed this out a little bit, but I didn't really, I don't know, don't really have time. I'd kind of like to go home and spend a little bit of time with Jamie since I've been gone for basically the past week, and then been busy doing other things too. So yeah, trailer's pretty much all cleaned out. I'm pretty stoked on this tire rack. If you guys actually want one of these things, they're like $40 shipped off of Amazon. So I'll go ahead and I'll put the link in the description for that. I mean, even if you don't have a trailer, you can just put them up in your garage, you know, and then it has the little latches right there. So it, you know, the little hinge, so it basically folds up and out of the way. And yeah, super stoked on that. It seems really, really solid. I feel like I could almost do like a pull-up on it, but I don't really want to chance it either. So definitely going to order another one of those and put those right here. For now, I just went ahead and strapped 4 tires, two on wheels and 2 just naked, no wheels. I need to clean up this whole situation over here, figure out kind of an organization so I actually have more so of a bench in here versus just kind of this random shenanigans of everything just thrown up there. But I'm going to quit rambling, and I'm going to go ahead and load this guy up. Alright, drift car's all loaded up, strapped down, everything's tied down, at least where it needed to be. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video, and you know, I wish I would have been able to get a little bit more done on the Supra, but you know, definitely seeing this one door, you know, that shiny and smooth and flat, that definitely gets me really, really stoked. So I'll probably come back, you know, Monday, Tuesday. You know, normally after the drift events you almost need like a day to recover, but I'll go ahead and probably get everything unloaded and then start messing with this. The goal is going to be next week to pretty much get this thing all polished. I did order some parts. Still kind of waiting on the clutch and a couple other things like that. But yeah, so kind of hopefully if I could focus on you know, kind of getting this thing polished and figuring out what I'm going to pull off that other car and what needs cleaned and replaced, I could kind of start doing a couple things to this, and then hopefully next week I could start messing with the 2J and getting the, you know, the transmission and everything hooked up to it with the clutch, and then you know, maybe the week after that get it in. So like I said, I am planning on you know, June 16th for the Pikes Peak Airstrip attack. I don't know how likely that is. I'm going to try my best to get it done. But, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you guys tune in tomorrow for, you know, or the day after tomorrow for my drift event, because that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go home, edit this video, upload it, and while you guys are watching this, I'm probably out drifting. So if you guys want to, be sure to follow my Snapchat or my Instagram. I usually do like updates and stuff throughout the day, you know, the drift competitions. I really wish, it doesn't seem like my like YouTube or my videos of drifting do that well as far as like views and stuff. I mean, obviously a lot of people are here for the Supra and the trucks and stuff like that, but I mean, it just kind of bums me out because like the drifting is like what I like to do. Maybe it's just because my car's literally been the same exact color for 5 years and it's a 2J and it doesn't break and all that type of stuff. But we'll get messing with that eventually. I think I'm going to be really stoked to kind of change it up and start drifting the Mustang and kind of have a new challenge to play with. Just because my car, I know how to drive it and it's not crazy. It's not, I don't know, it works. So again, appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in like a day and a half.